Welcome to Lesson 4. Now that you can query telemetry by hand, let's add the AI assist layer. We'll work with two copilots, Microsoft Security Copilot and Copilot in Intune. They dramatically accelerate investigation and reporting, but only if you prompt them precisely and verify every answer against ground truth. That discipline is the whole lesson. First, what a copilot actually is. It's a large language model wired to your data through connectors. Security Copilot grounds its answers in your Defender, Sentinel, and identity signals. Copilot in Intune reasons over your device, configuration, and compliance data. The key point: a copilot is an accelerator for the observe, correlate, and decide stages from Lesson 1. It is not an oracle, and it is not an autonomous actor. The act stage stays yours. How you prompt decides what you get. Vague prompts produce vague, unverifiable, sometimes outright invented answers. Scoped prompts produce answers you can check. Specify the time window, the scope, like a group or severity, and the exact fields you need. Notice that a good prompt is itself a least privilege boundary. It tells the copilot to read only what the task actually requires. Compare the weak and strong prompts on screen. 3 everyday wins. First, incident summarization. Collapse a sprawling alert timeline into a readable narrative for an escalation. Second, explaining non-compliance. Ask Copilot in Intune why a device failed a policy and get a starting hypothesis in seconds. Third, drafting KQL. Describe the question in English, get a query, then validate it the way we learned in Lesson 3 before running. All 3 speed you up. None of them replace your judgment. 3 things go wrong, and you must actively watch for each. Hallucination, where the model gives a confident, plausible, but false statement. Stale or partial context, where it reasons over data that's out of date or only partly connected, so it's right about the wrong world. And overbroad responses, where the answer pulls or reveals more than the task warranted. None of these are exotic. The reassuring part is that all 3 are caught the same way, by independent verification. Here is the non-negotiable guardrail. Treat every copilot answer as a hypothesis, never a verified fact. Before you act, do 4 things. Rerun the underlying query directly in KQL and compare. Confirm the data is fresh and complete. Check the claim against the authoritative source, the actual policy or the actual device state. And only then decide, knowing the act stage still requires human approval. Confidence is not correctness. A copilot that's right 95% of the time is dangerous precisely because the wrong 5% sounds identical. One more guardrail, around the data itself. Copilots operate on real and often sensitive telemetry. Scope your prompts to the minimum data needed. Respect the role-based access of whoever is running the copilot. It should never become a way around permissions. And never paste secrets or wide data exports into a prompt. The copilot inherits your responsibility for every piece of data it touches. Let's place copilots in the AI ops loop. They accelerate, observe, correlate, and decide. They draft, you verify, and humans approve any act. They're also the conceptual bridge to the next lesson, where you'll build your own AI triage agent. The pattern that carries forward is simple: precision in, verification out. Let's recap. A copilot is a large language model grounded in your data, and it's an accelerator for investigation, not an actor. You prompt with scope, a time window, and specific fields. You watch for hallucination, stale context, and overbroad answers, and you always validate against ground truth. Your task: pick one real investigation, write a weak prompt and a strong scoped version of the same question, run the strong one against Security Copilot or Copilot in Intune, then verify its key claim with a direct KQL query. Write 3 sentences on what it said, what you found, and whether they agreed. Next lesson, we build an agent.